One of the biggest things I believe in is you don't need a mother, you don't need a father, you need a parent.
My name is Anthony Cabasa. I have 3 children, and I'm a veteran, and I'm a parent, and I'm happy to be here.
My name is Cassandra Roy. I am a life coach, and I have 1 son, David Alexander, who is a full-time MFA student at Yale University on a full scholarship.
My name is Marissa Gold. I have 2 children. They're 13 and 10, and I also have a parenting company. I run social and emotional empowerment groups for tween and teen boys and girls.
I'm Elizabeth. I'm 18. Next year I'll be going to school to study nursing, and I have 2 dads and a brother.
My name is Adam. I'm 15 years old, and currently I'm working on starting my own clothing brand.
I'm Nooper. I am a computer science and engineering major at UC Irvine.
I feel too stressed.
The first source of stress in your life is probably your parents, something from your parents. And it kind of, with your parents' expectations, it kind of builds. At least for me, it did.
My parents immigrated from India, and so they went to college in India, and I'm a first generation Indian American. I did robotics, I did music, I did volunteering in high school, and I got into college. They were like, you should finish college in like 3 years. Like, yes, it's 4 years, but finish it earlier, save money, do a master's program. Finish master's early, try and do a PhD. Get a job while you're at it. I don't even think I would be in college if it wasn't for my parents, but the fear of disappointing my parents is terrifying. If I wanted to pursue something else, I would do it after college. I would do it after I got a job, I was stable, after I've fulfilled what I needed to fulfill for my parents.
It pains me to hear how stressed you already are, because I think as adults, like, we know, like, it doesn't end, you know? It's like, it just, like, it gets harder and harder. Like, unfortunately, like, life gets exciting and it goes in dips and waves and whatever, but
there's no alternative. You just keep going. There's no option to quit.
I felt like the last kid being chosen for the baseball team. Don't be too hard on your parents, because they're doing the best they can with the information that they have. And in terms of you, I would really strongly suggest that you sit down and have a conversation with them, because you may not understand this, but they know something's not settling with you.
My parents have tried talking to me. The walls are already there, and if you don't have the foundation, it's hard to start at a later age.
I have struggled to be honest with my family.
I mean, I was in the closet for 13 years, so that was one thing. It's almost like as soon as I came out of the closet, everything else did. I started being more open. I talked to more people. I learned how to express myself through art and through clothing, which I'm now doing.
For me personally, I have struggled with an eating disorder from the time I was 11 until just recently. I mean, you're always in recovery if you have an eating disorder. So much of that mental illness is lying and going behind people's backs. My parents had to sit outside of my shower at night to make sure I wasn't throwing up. They had to check in with my friends to make sure I was eating. All of these things, there was absolutely no trust, and I still couldn't feel like I could tell them anything because my mental illness wouldn't let me. I have worked so hard to regain all of my trust, and now my parents trust me to absolutely no end. They know I will tell them the truth in any circumstance.
In my family, we don't talk about mental illness or depression or anything like that. We don't talk about sex in my family. Saying the word sex in my house is like taboo. And slowly my dad has tried reaching out, but it's very like sublime. Like, he once told me in high school, hey, you should go into this body positivity workshop in school. Like, he could tell that I wasn't happy with the way I looked. I couldn't ever really come out to them about the fact that, oh, I had depression. Oh, I'm going to see a therapist in college now.
I think for me, my struggle with being honest with my family is that growing up, I was Christian, and everything was solved through prayer and reading the Bible. If you were depressed, prayer and Bible. If you wanted to have a girlfriend, hey, that's not allowed, prayer and Bible. My mom was a very fierce female individual in my life. Her motto has always been, your life is going to suck all the time. And if you set that baseline, then you'll never be disappointed because you always expect the worst. By growing up that way, I feel like maybe I'm a stronger individual, but that communication was never there and the honesty was definitely not there because there's things that I would do and I'm like, well, that's definitely not Christian-like, so I'm not gonna tell her that. What I hope to instill in my children, it's like, hey, no matter who you are, who you love, I'm not gonna be like my mom where she's like, no, you have to be this perfect inside of a box person.
As an adult, as a wife and a parent, the truth was always the best weapon, for lack of a better word, to lead with. Because it cut down on hurt, it cut down on pain, it cut down on frustration. Have I always been honest? Of course not, I'm human. I like to think I've been honest about the stuff that was important, but I've learned that honesty is in fact the best policy, and it's just easier all around for me.
Social media can be very positive.
I honestly think that social media and the internet in general has probably been one of, if not the best thing in my life. Having no like queer role models, seeing no artistic expression around me in the real world where I am, but discovering all of that through the internet.
I would not have found out I was asexual without the internet. I would not have known what asexuality was. I would not have even known that was a word. Because, at least in school and at home, we never talked about this.